Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. Tim Malcolm and Elice Benson's love story, once celebrated by fans of 90 Day Fiancé, has collapsed into a shocking nightmare of betrayal, scandal, and heartbreak. What started as a romance admired on screen has now spiraled into one of the franchise's most chaotic chapters, complete with a stunning arrest, accusations of betrayal, and the jaw-dropping sale of Elice's $1.5 million dream home. The center of this chaos is Tim Malcolm. For years, Tim built an image of confidence and calm. Viewers loved his polished style, his clever remarks, and his ability to handle drama without breaking his cool. But behind the curtain, pressure was mounting. According to insiders, a series of explosive arguments and rising personal struggles pushed Tim to the edge. That edge became very real when Tim was suddenly arrested after a confrontation spiraled out of control. Fans who once admired Tim for his steadiness couldn't believe it. Social media lit up with shock and disbelief as news of his arrest spread like wildfire. His mugshot, circulating online, told a story of exhaustion and defeat. For many, it was unrecognizable from the confident man they saw on television. And just like that, the 90-day world was turned upside down. While Tim faced the fallout of his arrest, Elice Benson was moving with speed and precision. In what many fans are calling the ultimate betrayal, Elice listed her $1.5 million dream home for sale. To some, it was simply the act of a woman reclaiming her independence. To others, it was Elice's cold and calculated move to cut ties with Tim at his lowest moment. The house sale set off a firestorm. This wasn't just any home. It was a symbol of the life Tim and Elice had carefully built. By putting it on the market, Elice wasn't just letting go of property, she was tearing away the foundation of their shared identity. Fans began debating fiercely, was Elice acting out of self-preservation, or was she betraying Tim in his darkest hour? Those closest to Elice say she had no choice. After years of standing by Tim, she felt the chaos and instability had gone too far. Selling the house was her way of protecting herself financially, emotionally, and personally. But others insist the timing was too perfect to be coincidence. To them, Elice's house sale was strategic, an unmistakable signal that she was walking away from Tim for good. Adding more fuel to the fire are whispers that Elice has been in quiet talks with producers. Rumors suggest she could return to reality television without Tim by her side. For Tim, who once saw reality TV as their shared stage, this is being described as the deepest betrayal of all. Watching Elice consider a comeback while his reputation crumbles is said to have left him shattered. The fan community has erupted into a civil war. Online, the hashtags #TeamTim and #TeamElice trend side by side, reflecting the split. Tim's supporters argue that Elice abandoned him when he needed her most. They point to years of loyalty he showed and believe she should have stood by him through the storm. Elice's defenders counter that no one is obligated to stay in a toxic or unstable relationship. They argue Elice was right to put herself first before the situation dragged her down completely. Through it all, Elice has remained quiet, refusing to give direct statements. But her silence has only amplified the message her actions already send. The $1.5 million house listing speaks louder than any interview could. It screams independence, finality, and determination. Meanwhile, Tim faces not only the legal consequences of his arrest, but also the crushing weight of betrayal. Friends close to him describe a man who feels abandoned, cornered, and unsure of how to rebuild. For someone who once took pride in being composed and in control, the collapse of both his personal life and his public image has been devastating. The ripple effects extend far beyond the couple themselves. The 90 Day Fiancé community, already known for passionate debates, has been shaken to its core. Fans are questioning not just Tim and Elice's relationship, but the very nature of reality TV love stories. Can anyone survive the pressures of fame, scrutiny, and personal struggles all at once? Or does the spotlight inevitably magnify every crack until it shatters? The future remains uncertain. Will Tim find the strength to fight back, not just in court, but against the narrative that now paints him as unstable and broken? Will Elice's decision to sell her dream home truly close the chapter on their relationship, or will it trigger new confrontations yet to come? And if Elice does return to reality TV alone, How will fans respond to her rebranded image? What we do know is that this is more than a breakup. This is a full-blown implosion, an all-out civil war that has left both Tim and Elice in uncharted territory. The arrest, the million-dollar house sale, and the whispers of betrayal have turned their love story into a cautionary tale of fame, trust, and survival in the unforgiving world of reality television. For now, the saga of Tim Malcolm and Elice Benson remains unfinished. Each headline brings more questions, each rumor stirs new emotions, and each decision, whether it's a court appearance or a real estate sale, reshapes the narrative. Love, loyalty, and betrayal have collided, leaving fans to wonder whether this couple will ever recover or if their downfall will go down as one of the most dramatic implosions in 90 Day Fiancé history. Things may have ended between Carlo and Elice, but that doesn't mean that Elice left the hunt for love tell all alone. During the 90-day Hunt for Love Tell All Part 1, 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days alum, Tim Malcolm confessed that he had feelings for 90 Day newbie Elice Benson. Before Tim revealed how he felt about his Hunt for Love co-star, Tell All host Sukanya Krishnan played a behind-the-scenes clip of one of Tim and Elice's first interactions. During the clip, Tim asked Elice if her body count was 2 or 3 digits, 2, and if she had ever had an STD, no. When questioned about why he asked Elice such personal questions, Tim confessed, "She likes to bust balls, and I was just busting her balls." At the same time, Elice revealed, "I thought he was just trying to, make me feel uncomfortable," pointing at the perceived shock value of his questions. While the before the 90 Days star left the resort alone, he admitted during the tell all that he messed up the most with Elice. Looking back, Elice revealed that her opinion of Tim has changed, leading to Tim's big question. Scroll to find out if Tim and Elice got together on the hunt. For Love Tell All and more. No, Tim and Elice did not go on a date during their time on 90 Day Hunt for Love. During the tell-all, Elice revealed that while Tim thought he was asking her out, he only ever talked about planning the date without any action. At the time, Tim had invested a whole week into his relationship with only her, until he found out that Elice had started going for Carlo. As Tim put it, "I was just kind of like, why the F***K didn't you tell me that?" According to the star, Elice's change of heart hurt his feelings. He added, "Instead of talking to her about it, I was just like, I'm not going to speak to her the rest of the trip, like I was 5 years old and I didn't." That being said, he confessed that he never explicitly asked Elice on a date, the way he did to May. Yes, after coaching from both Sukanya Krishnan and his ex-fiancée/close friend Veronica. Tim did end up asking out Elice during the Tell All Part 1. Tim told Elice, "You're very beautiful." He added, "I love your humor, and I love that you can, be asked about your body count and not get mad." Leading to the big question, are you free this evening after we get done with this oh-so-lovely tell-all? Much to the delight of the rest of the cast, Elice responded, "I would love to." Knowing all about Tim's close connection with their co-star Tiffany Franco, whom he commonly refers to as his wifey, Elice joked, "Tiffany, do we have your permission?" Of course, Tiffany approved. During a commercial break, Veronica caught up with Elice, asking her, "I need to know if it had not been for my guidance, would you still have gone out with him?" According to Elice, Veronica's coaching was definitely a factor in her saying yes, because Tim probably wouldn't have asked her out if Veronica hadn't stepped in. Veronica also gave Elice an inside look at how Tim is as a partner. She stated, "Once you've gone out with him, once he feels more comfortable, he will plan things. He will be so sweet." Tim's ex continued to add, "He needs a very confident woman so that he can be masculine." After checking that Veronica and Tim had actually had sex, as Elice had never heard of him having sex with a girl, Elice was ready to give it a shot. Elice Benson's romantic journey on 90 Day Hunt for Love takes a surprising turn because the person she ends up with isn't Rob Warren. 90 Day Hunt for Love Season 1 is a spin-off in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise featuring 8 single alumni from past seasons, each seeking romance again in a luxurious retreat setting. Filmed in Tulum, Mexico, the show blends familiar faces with new hopefuls in a high-stakes dating environment. The 90 Day Hunt for Love cast includes familiar faces like Rob Warren, Tiffany Franco, Chantel Everett, Colt Johnson, Courtney Reardance, Usman, Tim Malcolm, and Jennifer Terrazona. They navigate love triangles, emotional growth, and fun dating events under Mexico's sunny skies with a set of new faces. The fresh 90 Day Fiancé cast also involves Elice. Elice is a model from Massachusetts who lives in Miami. Elice thus became Rob's first romantic connection on 90 Day Hunt for Love, sparking interest during the very first pool party in Tulum. Elice was forward and confident, openly flirting with Rob and eventually landing a kiss after teasing him into it. She hinted at revealing more if Rob gave in, making it one of the show's first dramatic moments. Despite their early chemistry, Rob quickly began losing interest in Elice. During a ranking challenge, he surprisingly placed her third among his romantic interests, revealing he had stronger feelings for Jennifer. This shift hurt Elice, especially when she discovered Rob and Jennifer had been physically intimate. She confronted them both, accusing them of being dishonest with her and the rest of the cast. The confrontation between Elice, Rob, and Jennifer marked the end of Elice's storyline with Rob. Feeling blindsided and betrayed, Elice walked away from the connection, clearly upset by how things unfolded. Rob, on the other hand, chose to pursue his feelings for Jennifer, leaving Elice to reflect on a short-lived romance that quickly turned into one of the show's first breakups. At the start of the latest episode of 90 Day Hunt for Love via Access Hollywood, Tiffany went on a date with one of her suitors, Jay. They shared a romantic evening under the stars with some charcuterie. While Tiffany was curious about where the date might lead, Carlo was still on her mind, and she wanted to take things slow. However, Jay got a bit too eager, asking for a kiss and then taking a few more without permission, which caused Tiffany to end the date early. Later, the group had a big beach party where Tiffany spotted another one of her suitors, Rocky, hanging out with Chantel. Tiffany felt a bit jealous but remained fairly confident that Carlo was the one for her. However, Carlo wasn't sure where he stood with Tiffany after her date with Jay, so he suddenly asked Elice out on a date. Elice had been a little worried that Tiffany might dislike her, but as fans had already seen, Elice was not one to shy away from drama. She was confident in standing her ground and handling difficult situations. Things escalated when Carlo came to talk to Elice because they had hooked up recently. Both of them felt somewhat guilty about going behind Tiffany's back, yet their guilt did not stop them from deciding to become exclusive with each other. This decision complicated the situation even further. Later, Tiffany had texted Carlo asking him to come to her room. After his conversation and some kissing with Elice, Carlo showed up at Tiffany's door. When he entered the room, he looked visibly worried and then absolutely terrified when he saw Courtney and Joe there. They were just hanging out with Tiffany for the evening, but once they noticed Carlo, they quickly left to give the two some privacy. The tension in the room was clear as everyone sensed the awkwardness. Carlo then sat down with Tiffany, but their conversation remained unresolved. He admitted that they did not know where things stood between them yet. This was exactly how the episode ended, leaving viewers with a massive cliffhanger. Carlo looked like a man who fully understood the weight of his betrayal. His expression showed that he knew he had deeply hurt Tiffany, making it clear that their relationship was in serious jeopardy. The suspense was sure to make fans eager to see what would happen next. A sharp-eyed Redditor, Pineapple Ornery 1809, could have found a big clue about Elice's future on 90 Day Hunt for Love. The fan posted a spoiler update captioned, "Elice and ____ end up together," to share some screenshots they'd taken from the show's trailer. So, Elice and Carlo end up together, and from the initial trailer of HFL, the fan explained. The picture showed a man kneeling down before a woman, presumably presenting her with a ring. While both Carlos and Elice's faces have not been revealed in the screenshot, the fan observed that the woman in the picture was definitely Elice because she's worn that red dress before. Meanwhile, the 90 Day Hunt for Love fan is certain that it's Carlo because of his shirt. 90 Day Hunt for Love star Tim Malcolm has sparked romance rumors with a surprising cast member amid revealing whether he is gay. Tim became a reality TV celeb after his first appearance in Before the 90 Days Season 3. Tim used to date Jennifer Tarazona, who was threatened by his close friendship with ex-Veronica Rodriguez. Tim and Jennifer split, but Veronica became his partner in crime for spin-offs such as Pillow Talk and The Single Life. Tim unsuccessfully dated a woman named Luisa Beltran, and just like Jennifer, claimed that Tim was gay. He is currently a part of Hunt for Love Season 1, exploring his dating life with a fresh perspective. 90 Day Fiancé Update shared a video captioned, 90 Day fans want to know what's really going on between Tim and Tiffany. The video was originally posted by Tim on his own Instagram page. In his post, Tim talked about his co-star Elice Benson, asking fans not to criticize her because she had his stamp of approval for being a nice person with a good heart. However, one comment on the post that caught fans' attention was from Tiffany Franco, who called him "my love" in Spanish. In the video, Tiffany appeared to be animatedly talking to Tim as he had a big smile on his face while his hand was placed on her thigh. As a joke, Elice seemed to be creeping on them from the back. 90 Day Fiancé fan Linda commented, "Looks like they are holding hands." Tim's exes on the show poked fun at his behavior, especially since Tim doesn't believe in having physical intimacy in relationships before building a strong foundation with his partner. Tim prefers having an emotional connection with his girlfriend instead. He is also not looking to add a body count and wants a partner who will stay with him for a lifetime. Tim and Veronica were together for nearly a decade before parting ways, but their enduring friendship still gives Tim's voice credibility. Despite ongoing speculation about his sexuality, Tim has never let the rumors bother him. He has repeatedly affirmed that he's straight, and this time, his growing closeness with Tiffany might be his way of letting actions speak louder than words. It's not absurd for 90 Day Fiancé cast members to date among themselves when their original relationships don't work out. Jennifer herself was dating Darcy Silva's ex, Jesse Meester, while Veronica dated Kim Menzies' son, Jamal. Tim could be wanting his own franchise romance, and his chemistry with Tiffany is undeniable. It's likely that their hunt for love ended with each other. A new couple alert just dropped in 90 Day Fiancé Hunt for Love spin-off. Well, it's none other than Tim Malcolm and Elice Benson. Yes, that Tim, who is continuing to defend his sexuality after his ex Jennifer Terrazona took public shots at his masculinity. Now, he seemed to be warming up to Elice, but the spark might have fizzled already. Both of them were spotted mingling at a team event. Well, Elice didn't have it easy either. Rob told her their connection was a weak number 3 and shrugged her off without blinking. In true Elice fashion, she called him a dog and dumped him first after showing everyone the receipt of them warming up. But it looks like her blooming connection with Tim may have suffered already. Well, what exactly happened between the two? It looks like Elice's blunt nature wasn't winning her many fans. In the first few episodes, her talk about multiple engagements and bedroom habits left viewers and castmates in a state of confusion. People felt she overshared things that a romantic prospect shouldn't know right away. Her brawl will also have earned Rob a bad reputation as some began calling her clingy and crazy, especially Rob. Tim has still been trying to shake off Jennifer's past comments about STR purrs and innuendos. He wasn't exactly ready to dive into another circus, but he seemed to drop his guard a little with Elice during a team event. However, it looks like one task ruined the moment. A balloon popping challenge got uncomfortable fast. Everyone has been talking about this viral moment online. What exactly happened between the two? The dating coaches had planned an interesting event for the cast members on Hunt for Love. They had to burst a water balloon and had to do it without using their hands. While everyone else kept it fun and goofy, Elice went straight to grinding her backside against Tim's front. The internet caught fire with a clip. It had her bending over enthusiastically, and Tim just stood there. He was expressionless, distant, and clearly done. So it looks like that one awkward task seemed to end whatever connection they were building. During his confessional segment, Tim had sweetly said that he was warming up to Elice a bit. He had also complimented her fiery personality and had called it hot. Well, everything came crumbling down when he realized his partner in the game had taken a very NSFW approach to burst the balloons. Tim had also questioned if Elice really liked him or just liked crushing his B** glass while trying to pop the balloons in the task. Well, fans were rooting for these two underdogs to find comfort in each other, but now they're just waiting to see who either of them ends up with next. We're wrapping up here for today, but the excitement of trending gossip doesn't stop here. We'll be back with new surprises very soon. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.